Finally, why do I feel like I'm on the deck of the Titanic and frantically trying to point out to the captain, is it me, Captain, or is that a big chunk of ice out there? It's like I'm seeing this whole disaster play out in slow motion. I'd like to be wrong. Actually, I would love to be wrong. But my opinion here, I think we're sinking fast, and we haven't even hit anything yet. We're just steering a very scary course, and little more than 5 weeks away from the ship hitting the span. Republicans and Democrats are doing it. Maybe something's going on behind the scenes. I'm just not seeing it. What I am seeing is a lot of icebergs. A lot of icebergs. Iceberg one. Talking now, the president is not only sticking to his tax the rich bet, he's doubling down on it, now insisting on $1.6 trillion in revenues as part of any end-of-year budget fix. Says the economy can more than deal, even though it's actually weaker than it was 2 years ago when he delayed those hikes because at the time it was too fragile, so we couldn't deal. Go figure. Iceberg two. Democrats want to go much further on tax hikes. That means not just higher rates on wealthier taxpayers, but shaking them down for still more dough by limiting their deductions and write-offs. Iceberg three. Not a hint of spending cuts in return so far. Union leaders meeting with the president making it very clear they are not interested in shared sacrifice, just sacrificing some annoying rich dudes. Don't believe me? Well, believe the education union president, who had trouble coming up with so much as a single cut he could offer me on this show. Are you open to cut anything?
Obviously, we need to look at the whole picture, but I think everyone
you want to leave
has to
Medicaid alone. You don't want to touch Medicare right now, right? So
well,
what are you going to give up?
The point I'm making about Medicaid is that right now in states, that has become the largest portion of their budget. It's
Right.
pushed out K-12 education. The third area is prisons. They're not going to cut prisons. If you shift that cost to states, K-12 education
Nothing's
will be
cut.
devastating.
Give me one thing you would cut.
I would eliminate the tax cut for the wealthiest 2%.
All right,
That's a
all
cut.
right. Well, there you go. Excuse me a second. Ah! Iceberg 4. Total denial. Union leaders and progressives who say the election was a mandate to tax the rich and the hell with addressing spending. Now, I didn't see that in any exit voter survey, but maybe you did. Iceberg 5. Retail sales are slowing. Maybe post-Sandy, but definitely they're not dandy. This recovery is drowning, and instead of throwing it a life raft, we're throwing it an anchor. Holy ship. Paddle, meet boat. Iceberg 6. Companies are scaling back health benefits from Walmart and Applebee's to Darden and scores of other businesses. They're battening down for the storm Washington apparently doesn't see coming by doing everything from cutting workers' hours to just cutting workers, period. Iceberg 7. Nancy Pelosi says she will remain Democratic leader in the House. Enough said. Iceberg 8. Not one small business leader invited to the White House. Why invite the doomed to their own execution, I guess? Iceberg 9. Republicans offering revenues, but as yet, as I said, not so much as a word of a counteroffer from Democrats in return. What is the term here? SAP, that's it, SAP. Iceberg 10. Fitch investors and Moody's circling like sharks, ready to take a bite out of our credit rating even before the first victim hits the water. I don't know. I could go on, but why bother? You get the point. So many icebergs, so little time. Now, let me be very clear here, my friends. All my postulating is really based on what I'm hearing, not what might actually be happening, hopefully behind the scenes. Maybe cooler, wiser, less hysterical heads are quietly and dutifully cobbling together a fiscal plan to keep this ship afloat. So I can just ignore the total bullshit I am hearing from politicians in front of open microphones. Because what I'm hearing, I don't know about you, but what I'm hearing scares me shipless.